Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Now that I've got you here, I think we should talk about something important. We should talk about the Holocaust. During the Nazi regime in Europe, over 15,000 concentration camps were established, and in all around 6 million Jewish people were killed. The treatment of prisoners in these camps were terrible, and for many it seemed nearly impossible to fight back. But under certain circumstances, it was possible for the prisoners to fight back. One of those situations was at Treblinka death camp. Inside of this camp, the inmates got together and created a resistance group. In 1943, the prisoners feared for their lives. The operations of the camp were coming to a close, and they felt that once this happened, they would all be killed and the camp would be dismantled. So on August 2nd, 1943, they decided to fight back. They devised a plan and put it into action. They stole weapons from the armory, but soon after were discovered, and many frantically ran to escape. Many of the prisoners were killed by machine gun fire, and a few guards were killed as well. Over 300 of those who fled made it out of the camp, but more than half of those were killed once they left the camp. Only about 40 of the escapees are known to have survived till the end of the war. All of the remaining survivors in the camp were then shot, and soon after the whole camp was dismantled. In 1951, during the Eichmann trial, a testimony was given by Kalman Teigman, one of the prisoners who successfully escaped from Treblinka. We're now going to show you a clip of his testimony.
Okay.
What was your role in the revolt?
I was to reach a particular spot and receive arms.
How did you carry out the revolt?
The revolt was to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and between 2 and 2:30 those children whom I mentioned were to enter the store. And indeed, they went in and brought out some arms from the store, mainly hand grenades, and some revolvers, and also ammunition. At the same time, 2 men went into the building, that is to say, the hut where we lived, and that was forbidden. These 2 men were caught and made to undress. Money was found on them, evidently. They wanted to prepare money for themselves in case they succeeded in escaping. They were caught, and one of the camp commanders stripped them down and began beating them. This was about half an hour before the commencement of the revolt. A great commotion broke out. All the time, people kept coming back and reporting that they were beating them, and they would certainly reveal information. Perhaps they had already done so. And if that was the case, there was nothing to lose. We should start right away. But most of the people had been advised that the revolt was to begin at 4. However, as I ascertained, we were told this afterwards. Rudak fired at the SS man who was beating these 2 young men, and subsequently a grenade was thrown.
So, as you can see from this situation and many other situations around the world and throughout history, countries are constantly putting people in uncomfortable and undesirable situations. Now, most importantly, this needs to stop, but it also proves the point that after a certain amount of this kind of treatment, people will eventually fight back, and then shows the true nature of humans. So, I'm Nick Engel.